Hey, this is Dorothy Kilty with Raccoon Alley Creations, and I am honored to be part of the Make It March collaboration organized by JJ with Joy. There are many people contributing to this. This is a few of them, and all the information will be below this video so that you can check out their videos. There's some great things happening on this challenge. Now, the kit I'm using is by the Serendipitous Crafter. It's called Growing into March. And this is my second video. I've already started it. So what I have here is a flip journal. And I showed how I made this flip journal in the other, in my first video. And now I'm going to just be decorating it a little bit. Now, for the most part, I don't need to, this doesn't have a lot of journaling. I've put some like journaling pages in on some of the envelopes, but the way I've designed this is these are open at the top, and I'm going to use them to store the different pages and stuff from a postcard challenge that I'm working on this year. So this way I'll be able to have them in here and we'll be able to display them. Because I'm using postcards, I made these, folded these envelopes and stuff to the size to be used, you know, for my postcards to fit in. And my plan is that there will be 2 of them in each one of the folders. So, whoops. And then I'll have notes on some of them on what I did or anything else I want to write about them. These could have been left with the openings to the side. These were like coin envelopes, so I've attached them all by the coin envelope. Boy, I can't think of the word. You know, the cover that the closure that you put in. And then, but you could also have left the ends open, and you could have slipped in, come in from the side to put things in if that had been what you wanted to do. So I've pinned or clipped to each of these some pages and things to use to decorate. So I'm just going to go through and decorate this. I have, as I mentioned in the last video, gone through and put lace on all the on the junctions where the envelopes come together. So a lot of these, this is half a page, which I think is great. Now, if I was concerned about the raw edge or the fact that this looked kind of open and stuff, I could do a little bit of collage on it, you know, add a few other pieces or things just to kind of disguise that. I may come back and do it, but I don't know. Now, on this page, what I decided I wanted to do is have a pocket here, a tuck spot. So it'll go in this way. On the tuck spot, a card will go in to cover it. So even though I went ahead and cut it out like the pocket, I glued this edge down to leave it open. And then I have these edges, I cut them a little bigger and have folded them in to go. Now, the side one is folded in first, and then the bottom one is folded up on top of that. Now, the reason that I do that is so that this folded area becomes kind of like a runner. Let me see what I've got here that I can demonstrate that with, okay? So things will go down here. If the side is tucked over where the top is, then the top sometimes will kind of grab onto that. But you see, I can put things in all the way across here. I'm just using the things that, the pages and things, pockets and things that were in here. I don't feel the need to do things of my own and stuff, because this is really a pretty kit and it's going to do fine. Now, here you can see where I glued the envelope together here. So I thought I'd just take this piece from the kit. This is just a little tear strip, and put it across there. Because this is kind of a collage page, or it is a collage page, it looks fine. It doesn't need anything more than that. And then this pocket, in this case, I have not yet glued this side down, but I am going to glue it down here like this. Okay, so that's going to mean that I've got this whole space for a tuck spot. Now, once again, this is folded in on the side, and this is folded up on top of it. So let me show you again how this makes a runner for this to go down and then all the way to the bottom. If it was on top like this, when this came down here, it was glued on, it could kind of get stuck on this piece. So here we go. We'll put this, some glue down this side. Now, the thing about having edges folded over like this to use, and I sometimes just expand ones that's already there, or I could just take the white background and cut it bigger. It gives a little bit more room in the pocket. Sometimes you don't want to do that because it does make it kind of a kind of junkier. The pocket or whatever I had for this one seems to have fallen out. Let's see what I have that I can use. This is actually the edge of the page. On one side of the page, before I fold it on, had this right across the edge. But it just kind of makes a nice decoration all by itself. So I don't feel the need to take and cover that up necessarily. So one of the things I'm doing here is making sure that the pocket is going to fit. I'm sure I had something really nice that I planned to put on that page, but this will do. Now these will also hold like index cards, either the 3x5 or the 4x6, which can be used to, for journaling cards and stuff in there. They could be decorated with some of the scraps of pages and stuff that I'm going to have left here, and can be used that way. Now, I fold it down on the slanting side because this is just copy paper. And by doing this, I'm reinforcing this edge right here. Okay, and then this one can fold over here. And the same way, that makes it just a kind of a totally open tuck spot. Whoops, little sloppy there, so a little extra glue, so I'll just rub it off. This here, I don't really need it, so I could just cut it off. I am going to cut off this corner here. It's just getting too bulky there. Okay. Okay, let me fold that down. Now, once again, the side goes in and the bottom goes up over it. Okay, so let's go ahead and run some glue. This is Fabri-Tac glue along here, and then we'll put it over here. Now once again, I've got an edge folded up there. So this this would almost fit, but not quite. But I could trim that a little bit and put that on some paper and it would go. Now once again on this one, this is, okay, I shouldn't be taking these off because the same clip is holding them down on both sides. But this is something that I can write on, so just make a little notes, like showing that the date that I created the cards or the theme. What the postcard challenge is Lori Padilla and I are working on this together this year, and every month we have a postcard with a theme to use our vintage postcards. Now here you can see the flap on this one is glued onto here. So I'm putting this kind of over to like disguise that. And here, the lace I put on this edge, I think, I didn't have quite enough glue or something, so I'm going to go ahead and fold that over as well so it reaches around. Because of these pages in this infinity journal do get a lot of work, this has already been glued on, so this can come out. This is clipped here, so the other side has already been glued on, so let's put this here. I love these papers. The colors and the things in them I think are so pretty, and I've really been having fun time. In fact, this is kind of small, so I have pages left over in the kit that are journaling pages and things. So what I'm going to do is make a little small journal. I started out of that, and I will show that. Okay, so here we go. Now we're gonna go the back page. Now we'll go over here, and here I planned this one to be a pocket, so slightly different. I folded this over, the top over to reinforce it, and I'll put glue just around 3 sides here, like this. So I don't know if who's aware, but I had hurt my knee earlier, actually right before Christmas, and they've been in the hospital and rehab and various things and getting PT, and it's starting to get better. I'm happy to say. So with any luck, in another month or so, I'll have my strength back and I'll be able to get around without a walker again. Okay, so I used a book page on this, and then I just glued this picture. I tore it a little bit, and this little scrap to decorate it. So again, these are pieces from the kit. So now we're going to go over this way. This page I think is so pretty. So I just put it. I think I'm going to ink. Excuse my reach here. Ink the edges of this because it has the lighter colored edge around the edge of the picture, and so I think by inking it, it'll add interest to it. So did I get this top? I did, I think. Okay, and then I'm just gonna glue it down like this. This one is maybe not quite as good for journaling on as some of the pages, but I could journal on it, and I could use like a light colored gel pen as well if I wanted to journal on it. Or it's just a pretty book to look at. Now, once I get all my postcards in here, this will be just, for me, just like a flip book just to look on. This one is already glued down. Okay, come over here. Now another one of these butterfly pages, only this time I will be just putting this pocket on it. I will come back and fill the pockets. Let's see, so this is wrong. I want the bottom folded up. So now I'm putting just a little bit down here to secure that. And over the top of this, the bottom, and then that can go right here. Okay, so once again, we have a tuck spot here, like this. This page is already glued down, and we're back to the front. So we've made a full flip through this journal. I haven't quite decided about what the closure is going to be. I think I'm just going to take some lace or something and tie around it. But I will do a final flip through with the other book and show you what I decide on this. It wasn't glued down all the way, but it is now. Okay, so I can, this is a pocket on the back, but even so, I could take, this is not what I want, some lace or something and glue it down here, and it could go around and tie in the front or close in the front somehow, and that would be a great closure for it. So thank you for following me. Thank you for April, JJ with Joy, for allowing me to be part of this. I do encourage you all to go back and look at the creations by the other people, because this is just really a gorgeous, all the kits, there's several kits, are gorgeous. You can buy them on their shops, and there's links below to where you can buy kit, all the kits, and just check out what everybody else is doing with them. So thanks very much, and I will see you next time.